Hi, I'm Stephen Goldstein with Goldstein and Handwerker in New York and New Jersey. On today's video, I want to explain how a personal injury lawyer gets paid. And we take for granted that the general public knows how we get paid, but people do have questions. So on this video, I will explain why anyone out there can afford a personal injury lawyer. And at the end of the case, explain to you what happens when the case settles, how the personal injury lawyer figures out how much money he's going to get. Most, if not all, personal injury lawyers across the country work on what's called a contingency fee basis. What that means is that they only get paid if the case is successful. In other words, if the case goes on for a year, 2, 3 years, even to trial, and the case is unsuccessful, there's no recovery, or the defendants get a case dismissed on a motion or for legal reasons, the personal injury lawyer does not get paid. And the client does not owe the personal injury lawyer any money. The next thing I'm going to explain to you will talk about some of the expenses and costs that are associated with a case, and it actually affects how much money the personal injury lawyer gets paid. There are costs involved in every personal injury case. And I'm not talking about the medical bills that must be paid. Those are costs that have to do with medical treatment. I'm talking about the actual case. Those costs can be for an investigator. They could be the cost of filing a lawsuit. They could be the cost of actually obtaining the medical records. They could be the cost of postage, the cost of the lawyer traveling to court, depositions that happen, and sometimes expert reports that have to be prepared. And in bigger cases, and sometimes even smaller cases, these costs could amount to thousands of dollars. Each attorney is different. Some attorneys will actually lay out that money for the client, and others won't. The way that my office operates is if I spend $1,000 in expenses, that will affect how much I get paid of a third. To make the numbers easy, if a case settles for $10,000 and my expenses were $1,000, I would deduct the $1,000 from the 10, and I would take a third of $9,000. But you must understand that every lawyer, if they lay out the money, is entitled to recover those costs. The costs are not part of the 1/3 retainer fee. Just as if you had a different type of case, you, most of the time, if not all, the client lays out that sort of money. The client will pay for the experts and pay for the filing fees. That's not how it happens in a personal injury case. So when you retain your personal injury lawyer, understand that the retainer you sign in most cases does not include the costs that will have to be repaid at the end of the case. They're separate, and they are the responsibility of the client ultimately. I know this may sound a little complicated for a 3-minute video, but if you have any questions about how a personal injury lawyer gets paid and the costs that are associated with a case, you can always give me a call at the number below or send me an email. Thanks for watching.